Hey guys, so as you can see, back in the garage doing an update video, and nothing has changed here in terms of turning this into a studio. When I was on tour in the US, I put in application for planning permission in terms of putting a new roof on it because it currently goes down. I wanted to gain a bit more height, so I had to submit that. It got approved like in December, and then I've got to submit like building regs, and got to wait for that, and then get someone to price it all up. So nowhere near having anything done, and there's all these kind of extra factors that I didn't consider. Just stuff like plumbing, like the boiler's in here, which is fun, and that's old. That'll need replacing at some point. Need to figure out how to heat it. There is a radiator in the other room, but yeah. Basically there is like a laurel hedge the other side of that wall, and it's like right up against the building, so I need to get rid of that and then put a fence there instead. So that's fun stuff to spend money on. I've cleared some stuff around the perimeter, like externally, because this was all covered in like a tree that was there, and me and a friend just hacked it back until we got rid of most of it, or we took most of it out, but the stump's still there, and there's most of the tree is just there as debris, and I need to get a wood chipper or something. But there's a huge mound of earth that is way above the damp course in here, so I need to pay for someone to come and just get rid of a bunch of soil, which is fun. That's another fun expense. But yeah, at least there's a bit more light in here now, but obviously this roof will be a flat roof and there won't be any light coming from there. This window will need replacing. It's pretty manky out there. And that is, you can't really see, but that is a huge pile of debris. So I haven't fully figured out what the setup's going to be. I did originally think like, oh, this could be like a control room and have a live room there, but I think once the new roof's on, I'm actually going to lose so much more space. I think I'm just going to set up in there as a mix room. Realistically, the amount of time I'm ever going to spend recording drums or us rehearsing in here is pretty minimal. I don't really plan on recording other bands, mainly just like solos and stuff, demoing. Maybe here and there I'll record some stuff, but I don't want to be recording drums all day every day, and I don't really record other bands. So yeah, I'm aware. I got kind of excited when I saw the space, but because the new roof will have to be supported by a new internal wall, which will be insulated, I'm going to end up losing a lot of space in that room, which has bummed me out. There's still going to be enough space to like have a kit and potentially rehearse in here, but it's just not quite as much space as I was kind of hoping for. Like when you go and see the garage empty, it's just like, oh cool, this is a great space. But when you sort of factor in what you're then going to lose with a new wall, a stud wall, and a bit of a gap, that kind of thing. Anyone who might be down south in the UK that specialises in soundproofing, let me know. I'm definitely not clued up. I'm not going to be undertaking much of this stuff. Sort of aware that I'm going to need like a bit of a membrane on top of some of the insulation to maintain its longevity and help with the just soundproofing in general. But yeah, it's a long way off from really anything happening, unfortunately for me. And basically, obviously got this huge door. This is going to get bricked up, maybe cladded. I'm not sure yet. Either just brick or just breeze blocks and like put some like black wood cladding on it, and have just a door here so vans, tour buses can reverse up and we can just load gear in and out of there and just keep all the solos and stuff just here, as opposed to the lockup that we have where we can't rehearse. But yeah, this whole area is kind of unrecognisable. This is just mounds of earth that I've been kind of digging up from various other places because it's just easy just to have it in one spot for when it gets taken away. And then this is just a giant mound of tree and just like earth. Just got to get rid of all of that. It's massive, so got to pay for like a groundwork team to come and really get rid of this stuff, because I'd be there forever doing that with a wheelbarrow. I'm going on tour a lot at the moment, so I don't really have time to keep coming back, getting on with work, and then yeah, digging. So I'm going to try and maybe find one of the pictures I took before I hacked back at this, but this took forever to get rid of all the debris on top of here. So basically I'm going to go up off the top of the garage, flat roof, and then it's going to duck down, and then where the sort of storage room is, it's going to be just another flat roof lower, but that's the room I want to be higher, just to gain some height for tracking drums in there. So in terms of other general updates, still working on the Middleton Ultimate Heavy Drums update. There's been just a few little things here and there to fix, a few bugs, replacing a few samples, but also working on E-kit mapping for like a Roland Oasis kind of drum kit. Wasn't something I'd anticipated at all when making this. Being someone that just kind of writes music and is programming stuff in, there's a lot of people out there that are using E-kits, so I haven't really considered that. Although you can use it with an E-kit, and you can, like, some people have already made their own mappings for it. I hadn't really considered that. So just in terms of like having all the hi-hat articulations and like the aftertouch stuff for like cymbal chokes, working on all that stuff, just trying to get all the updates done in one go because I have to pay every time there's an update. So just trying to fix everything in one go. The kind of thing that we're talking about is really hard, like when I was doing the testing, to just try and factor in everything. And a bunch of people have emailed or left comments, and I feel like I've caught every single email or comment, and everything that needs to happen for the update should be taken care of all in one go. Other than that, you may have heard I used to do JTM profiles. When I was doing Ultimate Heavy Drums, I was thinking I was going to call it JTM Drums and I should have like a proper website for like the brand. Then I looked into, you know, like trademarking and that kind of thing, and JTM was already in use. So that's why Middleton started. It doesn't make sense to have two separate web stores. So all of that stuff is going to be moved from my joshmiddleton.com. JTM profile stuff will then appear under Middleton. I think I've already mentioned this a bunch in various videos. Don't want there to be any confusion if you've already bought like some of the old Kemper packs that will be on the Middleton store. They're just the same as before. Also, I've been working on some brand new drum samples, some free one-shot samples. So if you sign up to the newsletter, last time I posted about the newsletter, again, baby steps, I'm learning all this stuff as I go along. There was an issue where people would sign up and they didn't get their email or their samples. Fixed it very quickly, but obviously after sending out all these updates and emails saying sign up to the newsletter and loads of people getting disappointed, fixed it now, it's all working. But basically every few months I want to just give away free drum samples. So everyone that's already subscribed to the newsletter, I'm going to be sending out some new one-shot samples tonight. And if you're not subscribed to the newsletter yet, I'm going to be adding these in. So if when you sign up to the newsletter, you get all the drum samples, all the free one-shot samples that I've ever done for the newsletter. And as I'm kind of learning, you know, how to like do a company like this and manage everything and make all this content, I'm really seeing the importance of a mailing list. You know, you hear a lot of people talking or complaining about like the algorithm, or they post a video but it doesn't get the views or the clicks they'd like, and having a mailing list just means I can stay in touch with people. So on the mailing list, I've been sending out emails. A lot of the times I've been referencing some of the videos I've been posting already, either on my channel or the Middleton one. But just in terms of, you know, mix tips, that kind of thing, or just, you know, updates from being on tour, it's all just me doing the mailing list. And I do that, I try and aim at least once a week to keep people up to date and just try and offer as much value as I can, you know, like mixing tips or just behind the scenes information, that kind of stuff. What else? There's obviously the Patreon. Hugely grateful to everyone that subscribed on there. I had a really busy few months from going from the US tour to the UK and European tour, which was 2 months of touring. In terms of just remembering to post all the stems, I've just posted like 6 songs worth or something the other day just to make up for the lack of stems that I posted there. Things are good. Everything's kind of cool at the moment, but I've got so much going on with the Middleton stuff, trying to stay on top of that, staying on top of responding to emails. If anyone needs any like tech support, it's just me. Staying on top of writing with Solosis, content, YouTube stuff, Patreon. It's overwhelming at times, the amount I have to do, and on top of that being a dad and then being away for 2 months and having to like make up for missed time now that I'm home. So I guess we're just saying, cut me some slack if things aren't quite as efficient as they could be just yet. It's going to get to the point where I'm going to need some help, either someone who does social media content, or I need to start like running ads. Obviously things have slowed down a little bit now, especially being in January, but I'm still really happy with and proud of Ultimate Heavy Drums, so I still want to keep, you know, figuring out ways to promote that and grow the brand. As I said, this is entirely how I live now, off Middleton stuff, the income I make from that. And just it's that time of year where everyone's doing their tax returns and being like, oh shit, I don't have any money to pay that. So I was, getting excited about doing the studio up at some point, but it's going to be a slow process. So appreciate all the support from you guys. Appreciate everyone that's part of the Patreon, everyone that's subscribed to the mailing list, anyone that's bought anything from Middleton, or people just watch here and just support the channel. It all makes a huge difference. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I'll keep you updated with the studio. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you. I'll keep you updated with how things are going. If anything progresses here with the studio, I want to try and capture as much of the process and the build as possible, but it may work out where I can finally afford to do something and I have to be on tour and I can't film it. And also, I don't know who's going to be doing this. If it's just the builder, I don't know, but I'm not going to be like just under his nose just filming all day every day. So I'll try and figure it out, but I also need to learn a bit more about what the build of this studio is going to entail in terms of making it efficient, in terms of being soundproof.